As it does every 2 years, the DeCordova Sculpture Park and Museum just wrapped up its endeavor to find the freshest contemporary art throughout New England. It's all now on view at the DeCordova Biennial, and that's where we met 3 of this year's featured artists.
I'm really interested as an artist in ensuring that the average person is honored, loved, appreciated.
This is not really artwork as much as it's my involvement with the community.
How do we come together in love and understanding for each other? And that's what I'm thinking about with this painting.
Here, there is art made with love and beeswax. In the warmth of a bonfire, it roots around in the memories of home and slices to the heart of identity. This is the DeCordova New England Biennial 2019. 23 area artists who the museum has decided are making the most dynamic art right now, like Thervil from Roxbury, Massachusetts.
This is actually one of my mentors, Napoleon Jones Henderson. He's a phenomenal artist, and one thing I take pride in is being able to make him laugh.
Thervil paints people she knows, but in ways she has to discover through a series of questions designed to bring out their true selves.
The interviews really consist of me asking them everything from what's their favorite food to how did you learn how to be a man to where did you learn about love. Like, the range of questions really shifts depending on the person I'm talking to, because the relationship I already have with them informs the types of emotions or expressions I know that their face is capable of.
You'll find her self-portrait and paintings of her mentors, but always created as busts.
So for me, like, getting from the heart to the head is really important to me, because I feel like that's where the base of the soul is, like, in between.
We're looking at a painting by Anuka Faruqi and David Driscoll, painters in New Haven, and they are exploring the many ways in which moire patterning can be effectively presented on their circle diagram.
Sarah Montross is the biennial's curator. Starting in late 2017, she visited all 6 New England states, touring the studios of some 60 artists. It's designed to be a brief, intense process.
It's a fast-paced show to organize, and so we aim for that in a way in order to capture a certain energy and newness to much of the work that's on view.
Main artist Emilie Stark-Menneg is represented here in both a video and a sprawling painting. Both tap into fantasy and the supernatural, but they are rooted in the friendship she shares with poet and collaborator Lyre Van Cleef Stefanen.
Lyre is pictured in the piece, and then where the seam of the 2 canvases come together is representation of a mask of Martha Washington. She was one of these apparitions that was coming up for us when we were thinking about friendship and friendship across racial lines and how do we see each other.
It's a theme that plays out in cutting parody and with a sinister edge in her short film.
I am constantly going back and forth between different mediums. Sometimes I wish that I had one medium that I was like, there's this kind of back and forth. And I think of the videos as moving paintings.
There were tendencies, contemporary art tendencies, that are rising to the surface, and those to us then define the scope of the show.
While Sarah Montross says there is no one theme to this year's biennial, she did find a number of artists exploring personal narratives, like the immigrants Yoav Horesh has photographed in New Hampshire.
We're talking about tens of thousands of African immigrants and refugees that arrived in New Hampshire in the past 5 to 10 years. And it's a sizable community that unfortunately we don't really get to have any exposure to.
Horesh uses a large format camera from the 1950s, which slows down his process, allowing him to spend more time getting to know his subjects. He's titled his series New American Farmers.
They're doing the exact same work that more than 100 years ago, pioneers that arrived in Manchester or in New Hampshire to work the mills, immigrants from Europe and immigrants from Canada. Now these are immigrants from Africa, and I think that they have the same place in history as pioneers that we're all very, proud of.
At the DeCordova now, there are layers of stories and histories. They crack open our perceptions and offer different ways to see ourselves. They remind us of the beauty in the world and the thrill of finding the art of the new.
you.